Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for July 14th. We are looking at the US Japanese yen pair first. This pair had a very large range considering its open to close range. It did close up for the day. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 79.97, possibly as low as 78.06. Look for some resistance around 79.60 and look for some support around 78.44. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair moved to the upside, moved higher, but pulled back, closed lower. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 143.54, possibly as low as 139.77. Look for some resistance around 142.85, and look for some support around 139.85. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair moved to the upside, did pull back a little bit prior to the close, right below this area or right at this area of resistance. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 162.58, possibly as low as 160.26. Look for some resistance around 16200 and look for some support around 160.50. All right, now the US Swiss, this pair closed down, had a very strong move to the downside, pulled back before it closed. Look for it to potentially go as high on a reversal up to 0.8263, possibly as low as 0.8024. Look for some resistance around 0.8200 and look for some support around 0.8075. Now, as far as news announcements go, we have the U.S. releasing their consumer price index tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time for June. Consensus on that is that things have held at 3.6%. We also have at 9:55 a.m. Eastern Time the U.S. University of Michigan's confidence report for July being released. Consensus on that is that it's raised actually a little bit from 71.5 to 72.0. We also have at 10 a.m. Eastern Time the European Central Bank publishing their July monthly report. And then around noon Eastern, we have the European Union releasing the bank stress test summary release. So could be interesting data there. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? Well, the U.S. Actually, let's take a look. The U.S. Japanese yen, the pound, U.S. and the U.S. Swiss all have potential for a Windows trade. We have a high there that pretty much came up to this area of previous resistance and held. Now we have a potential to gain roughly about 50 pips there. Between the two, looking for a buy around the 79.60 mark and then looking for it to go up to the 80.09 mark. So be cognizant of the 80.00 level as we could hit some resistance there, but look for a breakout to the upside and look to exit. Now if we look at the pound US dollar pair, this pair we have a similar setup. If this pair reverses, which I think the odds are fairly good that it will, should come on down. We have this area, which would be the first area that I'd really be concerned about, but at the end of the day, we'd like it to come on down a little bit further, looking for a short around the 1.6090 mark, looking to exit that trade at the 160.39, and then down here at the 159.47 or 159.50 mark. Just to kind of give you an idea what that looks like, we got roughly about a 52 pip move and then a 146 pip move on that one. And as far as a risk to reward, if you did 104 pips all the way down to here, you would definitely be at about a 1.5 to 1 there. Now, last but not least, we have the U.S. Swiss, which is definitely headed to the downside. Although we've had some strong pullbacks during this move to the downside, definitely enough to fill a windows of opportunity trade. We've seen it every time we get a strong move to the downside, we see a pullback that could be sufficient enough to give us a Windows trade. So that's always good. Let's take a look at this current one. Basically, we're looking to gain roughly about 82 pips. The fact that this has a very long tail on it gives me a signal that we have the potential for a move to the upside. If we look to buy around the 0.80 to 100 mark, probably 82.01, we want to get past that 0.0 mark is my point, and then look for it to come on up to the 82.80 mark. I do believe we will see that during this next session, or have a very high probability of seeing it happen over the next couple of sessions. About an 80 pip move there. I'd use a risk to reward of 1-to-1 using a stop loss at about 80 right about here. Well, I hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.